So for this video, I'm going to talk about picks and picking. One of the first things you've got to figure out when you're playing guitar is how are you going to make the notes come out of the guitar? That's kind of an important thing, right? Now, if you're playing with an acoustic, and well, to be honest, a lot of electric players do it too, you might decide to do finger picking. So just maybe a little strumming with your fingers. But for a lot of us, we find that the pick is a handy thing to use. Now, picks come in a variety of shapes and sizes. This is a standard shape for a pick. And if you can see there, this is what it looks right side up, okay? And you'll note that I have a purple Tortex pick. I've been using these for a really long time. I've been using these, I think, since about the time they came out. Maybe like a year after that, but not long after that, I want to say. Which is like forever. Sometime in the 90s, I think. Anyway, I like these picks because they're not super thick, and yet they're really, they're very firm, they're resistant. So they're very solid. So one thing about picks is the shape. So getting a shape that's comfortable for you to use is important. And the standard shape, I'd say, is the way to go most of the time. There are some other shapes out there, but they're usually for like jazz or something like that. I don't use those. Additionally, I talked about the thickness of this. So you've got heavier picks, you've got lighter picks. This is a pretty, it's not a super thick pick, but it's very, very resistant, which I like because that means that it's not moving around much. It's where I just put it. Other players prefer a pick that's going to move a little bit, and they get kind of used to the way that the pick moves, so that as part of their playing. Me, I like a pick that's just right where I put it. Additionally, there's the way you hold it, right? So you'll note that I'm holding it like this most of the time, right? Most of the time, it's good to have the pick so that you've got a fair amount of pick, that much pick, that's sort of there and available for you to hit the strings, just like that. In some situations, you might want less, and that's if you're doing something special. We'll talk more about that in another video. Things like pinch harmonics. Let me get a little. There, you can kind of hear it, how it got a real high note all of a sudden. When it goes real high like that, that's what we call a pick harmonic or a pinch harmonic, depending on who you ask. Anyway, so most of the time you're not going to need to hold the pick real tight. You can leave it so that there's a fair amount out there. Now, the other thing to note is that there's different ways to hit those strings, right? Most of the time when you're using a pick, you're going down or up with the pick, making different notes or chords sound. So right there, what am I doing? I'm moving the picking hand and I'm moving the fret hand. Now, this is something that's going to take time. For when you're first starting out, figuring out where both hands are at the same time gets a little tricky, and quite frankly, it can be a little confusing. So take it slow. Learn a couple of things that are relatively easy, and when it comes to the picking, start with the down picking, but try to work in some up picking. So in other words, notice if you see the way my hand's moving there, I'll move it closer here. So I'm switching between up and down picking. I'm just doing what feels comfortable as I'm moving my hand around on the fretboard. Um, One thing that you might try to do to practice this is to just do down picking on something. So okay, now so what did I just do? Here's my notice. Here's the fret hand. I'm doing down picking over here, and the fret hand is going. Real basic. Now, you noticed I was throwing in a vibrato, which you probably can't do yet. But that's something to work towards as you get more used to fretting the notes. And notice too that when I'm fretting these notes, I'm putting my finger down pretty close to where the fret is, like so, right behind it. So it's really easy to get that note to ring the way I want it to. So that's a quick video. I'm going to do some more videos later, but hopefully this is going to be something that'll kind of help you out. And as you get more ideas about what you want, leave them in the comments, send me a message, and I'll try to do other quick, really easy to go through videos to kind of get you rolling. All right, thank you very much.